speaking of Micron, you haven't taken any profit, and the stock has gone up tremendously since you bought it. It's also gone down since its highs of around $800 a share. I think right now it's $730 a share.
That's
Um,
right.
what are your thoughts about taking profit? When? What price target do you have, if any? Yeah.
Well, today I posted on X that I finally decided I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to sell a single share of Micron under $1,000 until we know more, and most likely we won't know more until the quarterly report. So there has basically been not much news since the last quarterly report where they sort of upped everything. Micron CEO was on a conference in a conference just yesterday or maybe the day before, where he reiterated that their numbers are looking fantastic for this quarter and their financials are even better than the expectations that they set out. So that is one piece of information that has come out since then, and everyone sort of like fully expects this quarter to be phenomenal, and like there's in my view, it would be short-sighted for me to sell any shares prior to the quarter report unless it goes over $1,000. I'm sort of like reserving that $1,000
Mhm.
price mark, as I might trim a little bit at $1,000 a share, but if it doesn't reach 1,000, then I'm just going to wait for the quarterly report and see what happens, and roll the dice there. But my expectation is that the quarterly report is going to be fantastic, and they're going to reiterate what a great quarter they've had. Also, NVIDIA's report today might give us a lot of insight on memory demand, and Jensen usually comments about memory. He just recently, within the past week, has, along with Michael Dell, commented about how memory continues to be a constraint, and that Micron has done a great job based on a conversation that they had years ago in preparing for the growth of memory demand. And he sees the memory demand continuing for the next 10 years. This is Jensen speaking, by the way. The one person who knows the most about the demand on AI and AI chips, obviously NVIDIA chips, but also for memory chips. He speculates that the demand will likely continue for the next 10 years. So if this super cycle, as we've been calling it, continues to be going for another 10 years, that would just be an unbelievable amount of growth potential for Micron. So I don't want to be selling a little too early, but I suspect that'll happen anyway as I start to trim at some point, just like I have been trimming Rocket Lab for the past year, and it's always been too early since it's making new highs every day. But at least, trimming for de-risking purposes is better than trimming thinking that something is overvalued.
Right. I will say, obviously, Jensen is very much in the thick of it, but I don't hold his comments with a lot of weight just because he's going to be fairly biased. I don't think he
Yeah.
would say, memory demand's going to be weak, because then that would mean AI demand and demand for, you know,
Well,
NVIDIA GPUs would be weak.
not necessarily. He could have said, for example, that we expect to make a lot of progress on utilizing memory better, and therefore,
Mm.
hopefully, the other parts that we need for selling more NVIDIA GPUs are going to be more accessible as Micron brings on new plants or whatever. But like, he did not say that. He's like no, the demand is going to continue to be ridiculous, and we're basically going to be trying to jump from one thing to another in terms of solving the demand problem, as we go into a world where we have billions of agents, AI agents, working on our behalf. Um, Sticking on the Micron topic for a moment, by the way, I got to give this guy, the Citigroup analyst, a little bit of additional uh, trouble, because or hard time, because if you remember, who was it? Anik Malik or something
I'm
like that?
pulling them up.
Are you okay? There we go. Atif
Atif.
Malik. Yeah, thank you. He had lowered his target, price target on Micron after their stellar quarter. After this is, within days after the last quarter where they crushed all the estimates and then raised guidance beyond anything that anyone expected. he lowered his price target from $510 to $425. And he did that literally less than 50 days ago on March 31st or something like that. And then yesterday, he almost doubled his price target from $425 to $840. Now, what has happened in the past 50 days? Nothing. Micron hasn't reported a new earnings. There has been like basically no additional news or information that has been provided. And he just went from lowering his price target by 20% to doubling it, increasing it by 100%. And what happened is price was going down before when he lowered it. Price has gone up since he lowered it. Now he's raising it. So how ironic. In my standard sort of criticism of analysts is that like they're amazing at looking at the rear view mirror. They're hardly ever very good at predicting the future.
Let's go to this listener. Do you think it's a good idea to buy MUU instead of MU, which is ETF times 2?
Yeah, so it's a leverage.
Leverage ETFs is a good question.
Yeah, I have never done any of the leverage ETFs personally. It's kind of an interesting. I also don't know the technical details of how they work. So if you're 2x leveraged, for example, and the stock price goes down 50%, do you lose 100% of your money? I don't know if that would be the case, but if you were technically 2 times leveraged on your own, that would be true. I don't know how that would work for MUU, and I've never looked into these type of ETFs. I personally prefer not to leverage.
Yeah,
What about you?
I also stay away from leverage. I think it's very easy to be greedy, which is what I was just talking about with the short squeeze conversation. And this just plays into that. And I need to maintain a level head. And it's just harder to do that, even though it could be more financially lucrative. It's just more of a dangerous mind game for me, at least. So I don't touch the leverage ETFs.
Yeah.